Are you a researcher or an innovator making a difference in Africa and Europe? The SIA Project invites you to share your success story and join a movement dedicated to sharing best practices, bridging knowledge gaps, inspiring others, fostering collaboration. Share your story now and be recognized, celebrated, connected with global network of researchers and innovators. For more information and to submit your story,
this is Hello Africa on AATV.
Good morning to you and welcome to another exciting and interesting discussions on the Hello Africa Morning Show. And today we are broadcasting live from the headquarters of the Association of African Universities here in Accra, Ghana. And this program is brought to you by the AAU and proudly sponsored by Verna Purified Water and Biko Drinks. My name is Isabella Hinako and I'm here with my co-host
Naomi. Thank you for joining us this morning. Don't forget that you can follow us via social media platforms at Association of African Universities on Facebook and YouTube, AATV official on Instagram, and AATV_universities on X to join in the discussion as well.
Naomi, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
You look ravishing.
Of course, and you understand.
Girl.
Yes.
How does the day look like for you?
Well, actually, I started on a bad note, but then when I woke up, I saw like best wishes, like good wishes, blessings, and all that, and people telling me who I actually am. It actually ignited me and made me smile.
You should. It's
good,
your day.
Good vibes. Yeah, good vibes
day.
today.
Make sure you enjoy as much as possible.
Sure. Thank you very much. And what do we have for today?
So today, like we always do, we are going to be having some top African news stories where we'll talk about China's pledge of 50 billion USD to Africa, focusing on green energy and infrastructure. We're also going to talk about the Africa enduring a record-breaking heat in the hottest summer of 2024. Kenyan authorities has also promised investigation into some school fire and many more interesting stories for you. Of course, we'll bring you some entertainment news, sports, and some lifestyle. So don't go anywhere.
And please don't forget to wish me happy birthday on the comment section.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, Africa. Keep watching AATV.
Thank you for staying with us. Now to our first story. In a significant move to strengthen its ties with Africa, China has pledged a 150 billion USD in investments over the next 3 years, focusing on green energy projects and infrastructure development. This announcement was made during the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation (FOCAC) summit in Beijing, attended by delegations from over 50 African countries.
Chinese President Xi Jinping highlighted the country's commitment to sustainable development with a focus on launching 30 clean energy projects across Africa. The summit also addressed China's ongoing investment in critical infrastructure, such as the 2,000-kilometer oil pipeline in Niger and 600-kilometer railway in Guinea. China claims influence in Africa continues to grow, offering partnerships without political strings attached, in contrast to Western nations. However, there are concerns about debt sustainability as Chinese financing terms are often opaque and could exacerbate existing financial pressures on the continent. Despite these challenges, many African leaders view China's engagement as a crucial element of their economic development strategy, particularly in sectors where Western nations have been hesitant to invest. The summit also saw the adoption of the Beijing Declaration, signaling a shared future in the new era of China-Africa relations.
Right, so we hope that African nations will be able to utilize these investments from China to sort of like empower or grow the green energy and infrastructure building on the continent.
Very true.
Yeah.
And now diving into the impact of climate change, the summer of 2024 has officially become the hottest on record globally, with Africa experiencing some of the most extreme impacts. The European Climate Service and Copernicus confirmed that this summer's temperatures shattered previous records, primarily due to human-caused climate change. The devastating heat waves have severely impacted communities across Africa, threatening lives and livelihoods.
While the El Niño phenomenon has contributed to temperature spikes in the past, this year's record-breaking heat is largely driven by long-term climate change fueled by the burning of fossil fuels. Africa, particularly vulnerable due to its geographic and economic conditions, has seen temperatures soar above 40 degrees Celsius. With countries like Burkina Faso, Mali and Senegal facing unprecedented heat and prolonged droughts. Copernicus director Carlo Bowen Temple highlighted the alarming trend, stating that the absence of El Niño as a significant factor underscores the overwhelming impact of greenhouse gases. The Northern Hemisphere experienced its hottest meteorological summer on record, averaging 16.8 degrees Celsius. The extreme heat has had severe consequences for vulnerable populations worldwide, increasing heat-related deaths and exacerbating food security issues. As scientists predict even more extreme weather events in the future, the urgent need for global collective action to combat climate change is clearer than ever.
That is right from Africa, breaking the record of the hottest summer of this year. And as the story indicates, we humans are the cause of the climate change. So we need to take caution and do the needful.
Right. Now, away from that story, the African Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Africa CDC, and the World Health Organization, WHO, have unveiled a continent-wide response plan to tackle the ongoing Mpox outbreak. This joint initiative aims to bolster African nations' efforts to curb the virus spread, safeguard communities, and save lives, with a budget cost close to $600 million allocated for the operation.
The comprehensive response plan will begin this month and continue through February 2025. Africa CDC Director General Dr. Jean Keziah noted that 55% of the funds will be dedicated to the 14 nations already reporting cases, with additional support aimed at boosting readiness in 15 other countries. The remaining 45% will be used for operational and technical support through various partners, although the funding sources have not yet been disclosed. This initiative follows the WHO's declaration of the new Mpox strain as a public health emergency of international concern 3 weeks ago. The response plan emphasizes surveillance, laboratory testing, and community engagement, recognizing that vaccines alone are insufficient to halt the outbreak. Since the start of 2024, Africa has recorded 5,549 confirmed Mpox cases and 643 deaths, marking a significant rise in both infections and fatalities. The Democratic Republic of Congo accounts for 91% of these cases, with most infections in Congo and Burundi affecting children under 15. WHO Regional Director for Africa, Matshidiso Moeti, highlighted the importance of categorizing countries by risk level to effectively target interventions where they are needed most.
Well, I hope that this collaboration between the African CDC and the World Health Organization (WHO) would help to reduce or stop the spread, the widespread of the mpox virus.
Right, moving to Kenya, the Kenyan authorities have pledged to make public a report on the causes of a recent school fire once the investigation is completed. The incident has reignited concerns over safety standards in the country's boarding schools, where fires have become alarmingly frequent.
School fires are not uncommon in Kenyan boarding institutions. In 2022, a dormitory fire in Western Kenya led to several students being arrested on suspicion of arson. The previous year saw a spike in arson attacks on boarding schools across the country, raising serious concerns among parents and education stakeholders. The issue of school fires has a tragic history in Kenya. In 2017, an arson attack at Moi Girls High School in Nairobi claimed the lives of 10 students. The deadliest school arson in the country's history occurred more than 20 years ago in Machakos County, southeast of Nairobi, where at least 67 students lost their lives. As authorities work to complete the latest investigation, the spotlight remains on the urgent need to improve safety measures in boarding schools to prevent further tragedies.
That is very sad to watch, especially as we don't know till now, we do not know what the cause of the fire is. And this actually draws our attention to the crime of arson, which explains that actually someone intentionally set fire to a property or a personal property or government property, and it's a crime.
Yes.
So far as you have the intention to destroy that thing, that is what we call the arson or crime of law. And currently, the latest update is there's 21 confirmed fatality from the fire outbreak, and this happened quite a lot. I mean, it's been long. The investigation should be completed by now. Parents should know what causes the fire, and people are wondering where are their kids, because as the fire started, kids were running. You know, boarding school obviously are going to run, so parents cannot find their kids. They are wondering if they are part of the dead bodies or they were able to escape the fire and all that. It's quite sad, especially when we are going through climate change. So we don't know whether this was caused by the climate change or something electrical fault or anything, or someone intentionally set the school on fire. It's quite sad. It's really sad.
We'll definitely bring you more updates on that as well. But away from that story and talking more about climate change action, recent heavy rains and widespread flooding across Mali, Nigeria and Niger have forced nearly 950,000 people from their homes, with humanitarian organizations warning of the dire risks of disease, hunger and disrupted education for hundreds of thousands of displaced children.
Save the Children, an international NGO, sounded the alarm on Friday, highlighting the severe impact of the floods in 29 of Nigeria's 36 states, as well as in 3 regions in Mali and all 8 regions in Niger. The floods have caused significant damage, including a destruction of homes and crops, and have resulted in the deaths of at least 460 people across the 3 countries. The flooding has been exacerbated by unusually intense rainfall, leading to the overflow of major rivers like the Niger and the Benue in Nigeria. In response to the crisis, Save the Children is actively providing aid in the hardest hit regions, including Segu in Mali and Adamawa in Nigeria. Their efforts include distributing food, water, hygiene products, and child protection services to the most vulnerable populations. Amid these challenges, Save the Children is urging national governments to take decisive action in the global fight against climate change.
Well, that is all for our top African news stories. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll delve into our news portal review. Don't go anywhere.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AATV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AATV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
You're welcome back from the break, and thank you for sticking with us. And first on the news portal review, we are taking this from the University World News, and it's titled Depoliticize Biotechnology Research, Urge African Experts. Now, agricultural experts from across Africa have called for the depoliticization of biotechnology research to maximize the benefits of science, technology and innovation, STI, for economic transformation and sustainable development. This came during the Strategic Dialogue on Agricultural Technologies in Africa meeting held in Kigali, Rwanda. Experts from various African nations highlighted the low investment in STI is hindering the continent's ability to fully utilize tools like biotechnology. They stress that countries must prioritize biotechnology research as part of their national agendas, similar to nations like the United States, Brazil, and China. Naomi, this is a call for Africans to depoliticize biotechnology research. And I think it's a good take. It's a good advice. And you may be asking, or to our audience asking, what biotechnology research is. It actually involves the use of biological systems, organisms, and organisms to develop or create products and technologies that improve human life and the environment. So an example is when we look at the agricultural sector, we have the GMO, the genetic modified organism, where scientists use biological mechanism to help or try and
grow some crops,
grow especially vast yield of food crops and all that. And when it comes to the health aspect, we have scientists using these mechanism organisms to create vaccines and also actually getting a prescribed medication based on your DNA. So it's actually helping in some kind of way. So if there's an advice for us to invest, especially investing, that is the main keyword, investing on STI, especially the use of biotechnological research, it is a good advice to us and a good call for us.
Yes, it is. But I'm also wondering, it says that the agricultural experts are calling for the depoliticization of biotechnology research. I really would want to understand what the depoliticization is all about.
So, actually, to me, I think it's talking about, we politicizing developmental initiatives.
Exactly.
In Ghana here, you see one political party coming with a whole agenda, which is good. And then when he or the power, like the government leaves from power, then the other person comes with a different, leaving the other one stagnant or on hold, just like that. It's saying that we should depoliticize, especially when it comes to research, when it comes to STI. Whoever comes in power should continue with it, should try and invest into it, rather than just saying, okay, my focus is not on STI, so I'm not going to do anything on that. That is what I think it's talking about.
Okay, I think the story also highlighted that the politicization of the research is causing mistrust between policymakers and scientists, which hampers the adoption of critical innovations Okay, so basically it's like because most of the time these policies are politicized in a way, there's no continuity. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I am now understanding. Yeah. Okay. Well, we hope that the various the key stakeholders in this responsible for ensuring the continuity or the investment into science, technology, and innovation would ensure that they do as the agricultural experts are saying. Because, of course, we have now seen the impact of politicizing these research areas.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Away from that, we also have another story from the University World News where a recent study titled Biometric Coloniality in South Africa, Critical Review of the Indexes of Accredited Journals, emphasizes the need for Africa to address the dominance of global North academic indices by creating its own scholarly index. Authored by Dr. Sabo Heleta and Dr. Pedro Mzileni, the study reveals how current bibliometric systems marginalize African research, with only a small fraction of African journals being indexed globally. The study also calls for South Africa, as the continent's leading producer of scholarly work, to lead efforts in dismantling this bibliometric coloniality by collaborating with other African nations and the African Union especially. However, the study highlights challenges, including a lack of political will and low investments in higher education across Africa, which hinders the development of a comprehensive African bibliometric platform. Professor Goski, Alabi, and David Mills support these recommendations, urging African universities and governments to prioritize homegrown research and innovation, invest in open access publishing, and develop partnerships to enhance the quality of research of quality and reach of African journals. The study also calls for collective action across the continent to dismantle the bibliometric coloniality and foster a more inclusive academic environment that reflects African unique research priorities and needs.
Yeah.
Isabella,
bibliometric coloniality.
What do you make of this story?
It's important because most times when we look at rankings when it comes to professors or schools that have published their research, or especially there's this term,
open access.
Something.
Okay.
Yeah, so on that platform, you see that the number of Africans is limited, like very low compared to
that. Is
it
Google Scholar?
So we have Google Scholar, we
ResearchGate.
have Elsevier, we have the Francis something. There's a whole lot of platforms, but then the category of ranking is actually aligned to that of the Western world.
Okay.
They don't consider the African space. Do you get it? So it makes it very disturbing it makes it very difficult for a lot of Africans to gain that recognition.
So that brings me to the question of, is it as a result of a lack of repositories for these people to have access to the African journals published, or there's not enough data to even go into the research area?
There are a lot of data, but then before your public or before your research will go to that high level platform, it needs to meet
certain criteria.
Exactly. And that criteria is aligned to that of the colonial world or the Western world.
The Western world.
So that makes it difficult. And already people have issues with the rankings, and especially the university rankings and other people have issues with that because they feel the criteria or the indicator to rank the school is not fair. It's aligned to that of the Western world and does not consider some of the things. And based on that, you see that most universities are doing research just to get to that, but they don't consider finding solutions like the needed solutions of the continent. They are rather looking at, okay, let's try and do this so that we'll be ranked higher.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's a problem. It's a problem. So I think they are suggesting we should get an African platform.
Yes, I was just about saying that.
That is the best solution for this. We should get an African platform, and we should probably let people know about it. Should be recognized so that if myself I get my research published there, at least I should be respected or I should be recognized just like a foreigner or someone somewhere gets the other platforms that is high ranked.
Yeah, right.
And now moving on to Cameroon, the Cameroon's French baccalaureate pass rate plummeted from 75.73% in 2023 to 37.26% in 2024, leading to a significant drop in university admissions, especially in French-speaking institutions. The University of Yaoundé reports expecting about half the usual number of first-year students. In contrast, English-medium universities like Bou and Bamenda are seeing stable enrollment due to better GCE results. Minister of Secondary Education, Pauline Nalova Iyonga, attributed the drop to a crackdown on exam fixing practices. This decision aims to uphold educational standards and improve the credibility of academic qualifications, despite causing a temporary decline in students' numbers. So this from Cameroon is actually so I support this. It is harsh. It's not harsh. It's a bit
unfair, maybe.
No. So the thing is, the French baccalaureate is like WASI. It's high school. It's like WASI. You write, and when you pass, you get admission to the university. So it's like an entrance exam.
Yeah.
And then they realize that when students write that paper and those papers and they fail, they question it and then they go for remarking and then they get higher marks. So you end up getting a whole number of people entering the university who are in one way or the other not that smart. Not that intelligent, and actually causing harm to the university. So the Minister of Secondary Education came up with a strategy or a law to make the the French baccalaureate very strict, to the extent that you can't even turn your head and ask you. So it was very, very strict, leading to a whole number of people or a whole number of students failing that exams. Hence, the admission level to university was low compared to that of last year. So to me, I think it's a good thing that is going to encourage students to work hard, to learn, so that they will be able to pass and not fail and then write for remarking, and then one way or the other students find ways and means to get the high scores, which is actually not the issue, or not as it is. So to me, I really support the Minister of Secondary Education as it's going to encourage students to learn more.
Yeah, you're right. Away from that and moving on to a story in Kenya we saw or cited on the University World News platform. It says on September 4, 2024, Kenyan lecturers at public universities began a strike demanding enforcement of the 2017-2021 collective bargaining agreement. The strike, initiated at the Technical University of Kenya, comes off after the university's academic staff union issued a 7-day ultimatum that lapsed on August 26. The key issues include salary increases, delays in payments, and non-remittance of statutory deductions. While the strike impacts public universities, English medium institutions remain unaffected due to better exam results. The AUSU's Secretary General Constantine Wasonga criticized the Technical University of Kenya for underpaying staff and questioned the effectiveness of recent budget increases announced by President William Ruto. The strike highlights ongoing financial challenges and disputes over a new funding model for higher education.
So, we've been talking about this quite a while now, when university were questioning the government, especially with the delays of their salary and all that. And I think last week we also talked about a new model that is introduced into the university that is also causing harm to the budget or to the revenue of universities. And now this, which is an update of the situation. You know, we were asking whether there's going to be a demonstration or a strike or something.
Yeah, I remember.
Comes
the strike.
You know.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's sad.
And
Kenya, I don't know. It looks like this time around Kenya is not finding it easy at all.
I think it is because once the people, I mean the citizens, identify or they are able to recognize that this is the language that would make like the leaders or the authorities act immediately on certain issues or certain challenges that they would want they address. That is the language they're going to be speaking because they believe that is a language that these people in authority understand. Yeah. So I think we should sort of like be ready to be seeing a lot of strikes, be ready to be seeing a lot of demonstrations because obviously they did it once and it gave them results. Yeah. And it's development. Once you do something and you know that it is giving you the desired results, you would want to continue with it. Yeah. So we are just hoping that there will be some ways to sort of like bring resolutions to issues when issues or challenges are addressed. But aside from that as well, I think that this is something that needs to be addressed and to be taken, like a serious action has to be taken on it because for payments to delay for a very long time, even staff members are complaining of being underpaid. Yeah. And then now these same monies are delaying to be paid them. I think it is something that needs to be addressed like immediately.
I agree with you. And actually, when the members of the university's academic staff union met to first talk about the issue and what they need, the government came out to say that there's actually been an increase to the budget allocated to universities. And actually, it's almost like half of the total amount of the regular amount given to universities. But the people are saying, you said you've done this. Yeah. However, we don't feel it. We can't see anything. You still owe us. You are underpaying us. And even the you know, mostly the government workers, when your pay comes, there are some deductions, legal deductions, SNAIT and all that. Those things cannot go because the money you are giving me, it is small. At the same time, if let's say I didn't receive my salary last month and this month, how do you expect the other investment and other things should deduct their money? It is quite challenging. Yeah. And the government should really sit up and listen and do as needed. Because we had the Gen Z demonstration, now we are having lectures. Yes. Already first years are in school, empty,
without lectures.
Without lectures and all that. Now we are looking at higher education. We don't want it to move to the health and then move to agriculture and all that. Then the country is going to be a mess, actually. It's going to be a mess. Yeah. So the government should really sit up on that. And still in Kenya, still on the same issue, on September 4, 2024, Kenyan lecturers at public university began a strike. Is it the same story?
Yeah, I think it's the same story. So we'll go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll delve into our world of entertainment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AATV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AATV. It's not just about watching TV. It's about experiencing something special. AATV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AATV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAUTV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAUTV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
The CGC Show is back on your screens. This season on the CGC Show bring you nothing short of interesting and of course educative interviews. We are going to delve into the areas of technical and vocational education and training, TVET. We will get interactive with our professional and well-experienced guests to educate us on how to attain the career path you have been dreaming of in TVET. On the show, we focus mainly on highlighting career opportunities and job prospects available in the program you are studying or yet to read at the tertiary level. Better yet, we help you understand that whatever venture you are in can contribute to the economic development of our beautiful continent. Join me, Ms. Darko, on the CGC Show on AATV as I engage experts and professionals to help build and nurture your career. The CGC Show, your trusted pathway to your dreams.
Are you a university, college, high school, private organization, NGO, individual professor, instructor or facilitator seeking to take advantage of the numerous benefits of online education? Look no further. The AAU eLearn Africa LMS is a great opportunity to begin your journey to online course development and creation for teaching, learning and training purposes. AAU eLearn Africa LMS, which is a partnership between the Association of African Universities and eLearn Africa, has made available ease to use online learning tools to all stakeholders within the educational ecosystem of the African continent. This is to enhance teaching and learning in the bid to expand online learning opportunities for students in Africa. The online platform is open and available for free to all stakeholders and facilitates virtual access to classes without needing the other tools such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, among others. For more information, visit www.elearnafricalms.com or contact us via aaulms@aau.org or estherm@elearnafrica.com. Follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook at AAU eLearn Africa LMS.
Hello, Africa. Keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
You're welcome back from the break, and moving on to entertainment and also an interactive, a trending topic for last week. Hips Africa 2024, also known as the Hair Center International Beauty Show, took place in Accra from 6th September to 8th September, which was yesterday. This year's event, dubbed the Diamond Edition, was held at the Accra International Conference Center, Ghana, the Grand Arena. It featured a diverse range of beauty products, industry experts, and innovations, making it a significant event for beauty enthusiasts and professionals alike. The theme for Hips Africa 2024 was Beauty Beyond Boundaries. This theme aimed to celebrate the diversity and innovation within the beauty industry, highlighting how beauty transcends cultural and geographical boundaries. The event featured various workshops, exhibitions, and panel discussions focusing on the latest trends and advancements in beauty and wellness. Naomi, Hips Africa 2024. This year is dubbed Diamond Edition. I think last year was Golden Edition.
Yes.
And it was really marvelous. Then looking at this year too, you can see what is showing on the screen. Kids displaying their talent. We had various products, beauty products. We had panel discussions, experts actually educating upcoming artists and upcoming what's their name? Those who do hair and all that. They were teaching them the current trend in that sector, in that industry. Well, what's your take on that?
So I think we need to give some kudos to Mrs. Gwen Addo the brain behind Hips Africa. I mean, I know she started this together with her brother, Jima Ado, and then Ado Jima or something, and then the sister Nadia Jima, who is now a married woman, of course. They both started. The three of them actually started. They came up with this initiative, and it's been running for about 5 or 6 years now. And it's been success. Every year it's been like a successful event. Last year I saw some of the videos, and comparing that last year's events to this year's event, I think we can all attest to the fact that there's been some form of significant change, which is like you see the impact, or looking at, you see that they are trying to break into the global markets. It's not just about Hips Africa happening on the African continent or in Ghana, but they are looking to break outside of Ghana to let the world also know what's the beauty, what is happening in the beauty industry in Ghana especially, or on the African continent. So in as much as it was a beauty event, talks about beauty, health, wellness, and all of that. There's this lady that I follow very much on Instagram, Patty the Strategist, and she's a marketing strategist. She was also there to give a talk. You know, we talked about panel discussions. She was there to engage. I don't know if I should say like
participants.
But I don't want to say participants because they are not sort of like there to participate in an event necessarily. Like they are like enthusiasts or people who just trooped in to like the event and then came there to see things. But she was there to educate business people or business owners about how to strategize to make sure that you are doing your marketing right to bringing in more revenues for your business. So when they started Hips, I remember when they started, it was more of like hair, because it was
like
Hair
exhibition.
Center International Beauty. So it was like an exhibition just about hairs. And then they transitioned to beauty products. And then now they are doing other things. I know they partnered with EcoBank Ghana for this year's event, meaning that they are not just looking at sister organizations like beauty organizers or beauty companies, but they are looking at making it like a big event where business owners from the different sectors come together to collaborate, see how they can partner to just grow. To just grow Ghana, grow Africa, and even the continent.
In addition to what you said, I also like the fact that it started just like an exhibition where like an industry, like people come with their products and just showcase what they have. Yes, it can lead to collaboration and that, but currently I like how they are educating.
Yes.
You may have gone to school to learn how to do this thing. Sometimes you even not go to school. You just even travel to maybe another country, buy the extensions and come to sell. But there's an educational factor you need to consider when even going to buy the items and coming to sell. And I like how they educate. It makes it like classy. It makes it standard, like so before you even enter into that industry, you need to be educated because it's not just coming to sell. You also be involved in some discussions and all that. And I really support what they are doing, and I can't wait to see what they have next year. And I don't know, we don't really hear about them until it's the day for the event. So this is a humble suggestion, a friendly suggestion that they should be doing like small, you know, just like any other organization, like the African Union, they have the year for this. But before they get to that year, they'll be doing small
conferences,
small
other workshops.
The D-Day will be a grand event. So I'm just suggesting maybe they can go to community, educate people. If you're going to buy hair, you should look out for this and that in terms of that is related to your health. And when you buy this type of product, it's going to cause damage, you know, some kind of community engagement. And then also impacting on the small businesses. Exactly. So kudos to them, but we are looking forward to more initiatives from them.
We'll be back with sports news. Don't go anywhere.
Hello Africa, keep watching AATV.
Hello, Africa. Keep watching AATV.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AATV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AATV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
Are you a researcher or an innovator making a difference in Africa and Europe? The SIA project invites you to share your success story and join a movement dedicated to sharing best practices, bridging knowledge gaps, inspiring others, fostering collaboration. Share your story now and be recognized, celebrated, connected with global network of researchers and innovators. For more information and to submit your story, are you a researcher or an innovator making a difference in Africa and Europe? The SIA project invites you to share your success story and join a movement dedicated to sharing best practices, bridging knowledge gaps, inspiring others, fostering collaboration. Share your story now and be recognized, celebrated, connected with global network of researchers and innovators. For more information and to submit your story,
Explore a whole new world of exciting visuals with AAU TV. Get ready for a mix of interesting talk shows, interviews, discovery documentaries, and news on AAU TV. It's not just about watching TV, it's about experiencing something special. AAU TV reaches over 25 countries in Africa, bringing you a blend of knowledge and fun. Learn about different cultures as you enjoy the shows. If you have events or want to showcase your business, we've got you covered. Watch AAU TV free-to-air channel on satellite. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter, at AAU TV. Reach out on call or WhatsApp us at +233 26 629 6601 or +233 20 399 5210. AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Venom Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
Africa Morning Show on AATV, and we have been broadcasting live from the Secretariat of the Association of African Universities. Now we are going to be doing some sports news, and I have my co-host here with me, Philemon. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I like your green.
Thank you.
Right, let's get straight into it. Some sports information and news for us from, let's say, last Thursday, where unfortunately the Black Stars of Ghana
lost
0-1 at home to Angola in their opening game for the 2025 AFCON qualifiers at the Baba Yara Stadium. And unfortunately, this loss was so painful because in Kumasi, the Black Stars have not lost for over 20 years.
Yes.
And this happened. So it broke the heart of the fans, and they got frustrated. And they started vandalizing things at the stadium. I mean, we do not support violence, but it just goes to show you the extent to which the fans were frustrated, even though we do not support these things. We hope that when they play later today in Morocco against Niger, they'll be able to pick themselves up from that 1-0 defeat.
I think there was something that I read which was about the Angola coach. The Angolan team coach talking about us not having like a very good pitch for this game. What do you make of that?
Well, the pitch is not in the best of conditions. The pitches in Ghana have seen better days. So I believe that the authorities responsible can do better. I've heard a tape where the people responsible are trying to say that if the pitch was not in a good condition, CAF would not have sanctioned that the match would be played in Kumasi. I mean, I can understand that, but I mean, you can't say that because of that you are using that as your benchmark to say the pitch was good. I mean, we also the condition of the pitch. It's not the best. Even in June, when the vice president met the Black Stars, the captain Thomas Partey spoke about the level of the pitches in the country, and it means that the Ministry of Sports haven't done much even since that let me say plea from the captain of the Black Stars. So I think that something must be done about it, and for the team or for other people to also say that we lost the game because of the nature of the pitch. That's why I have a problem, because the Angolans also played on the same pitch. I feel it was an issue of lack of concentration and then poor substitution when it comes to the technicalities. Okay. So I guess that's what happened.
Based on your own.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you watch the game, you will understand that.
I didn't watch because I didn't see a lot of publicity about it. That is also one thing that I noticed, that people didn't make or there was not much noise made on that particular game as compared to the love is still not back yet. That is what I think, because I didn't hear anything about it. It was just a friend that told me that she's going to watch the game, and I was like, what is happening? And then she said, Ghana is playing against Angola, and I was like, I didn't even see anything. So it's actually very concerning, and I think authorities should see these things happening, these reactions that they're getting from us citizens, to be able to take action. If we are attributing our loss to Angola to the bad pitch, I think there's definitely something that needs to be done, because when the pitch, that particular pitch was constructed many years ago, it wasn't like that. And like you said, we've never lost any match on at that place. So if we are losing a match now, or we have lost a match now there, it means there's something which is wrong. You may have, you may be right in terms of like the technicalities and all those things, but I think if the condition or the state of the pitch wasn't good, I think it is something that needs to be looked at, because it's not just about, it is an issue, or we all know that in this country we have an issue of maintenance. We can build whatever, an ultra-modern facility, and then in terms of maintenance, in the long run, is unable to serve us. So this is something that we need to really, really look at. If there's the need for us to improve our pitches, I think the responsible authorities should ensure that that is done.
Definitely. We hope that they'll do the right thing. All right, let's move on to Nigeria, where the Super Eagles start their AFCON qualifiers campaign in a 3-0 win against Benin on Saturday. And they'll also play their second game on Tuesday away in Rwanda. So we hope that they'll keep their record clean, even as they have started with a win against Benin. And then the Teranga Lions of Senegal unfortunately drew their opening game at home against Burkina Faso in injury time. I mean, the game was almost done. Sadio Mane scored in the first half, and then they thought they were almost winning that game, and then unfortunately for them, in the injury time, Burkina Faso equalized that. So we'll see what happens with them in their next game as well. And still on the AFCON qualifiers, in other games, Morocco also won 4-1 against Gabon. And Morocco will also play later tonight against Lesotho in their second game. And then Egypt also won 3-0 at home against Cape Verde. Egypt will play away from home against Botswana on Tuesday.
Which is tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay. But Black Stars also have a match.
Black Stars will play later today in Morocco, against Niger. Niger have issues, and so they are not allowed to play in their home country. So
what would be your prediction for that match?
I must be honest, I love football, but when it comes to the Black Stars, I still think that there's a lot of work to be done. My best bet would be a draw, but I hope that they win this game, and I hope to see a goal from Jordan Ayew for the sake of Isabella.
Okay, I have not seen much of the the Niger team. So maybe I would say we all know that Black Stars still have some form of like strength in terms of like national football teams on the continent. So maybe I'll give them like a 2-1 prediction.
Well, let's hope so. I don't know the current rankings of the Black Stars and Niger at the moment, but definitely the Black Stars are ahead of Niger.
Yes.
So Niger are the underdogs here.
Yes.
So let's just hope that the Black Stars will live up to the tag.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping. Let's just hope that they do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. And still on the African continent, on a sad note, the Olympic athlete Rebecca Cheptegei has died, unfortunately, after being doused in petrol and set on fire by her former boyfriend. The 33-year-old Ugandan marathon runner who competed in the recent Paris Olympics had suffered extensive burns after Sunday's attack. And the authorities in northwest Kenya, where Cheptegei lived and trained, said she was targeted after returning home from church with her 2 daughters. And that's a sad one. Unfortunately, I understand that the problem was between her and her former lover, and it's about a plot of land.
Yes.
And it's sad that Rebecca had to die after this tragic event.
I really do not know what to make of this story, because it's actually very heartbreaking to me, knowing that regardless of whatever the situation is or what the situation was, this woman or this woman is actually a mother.
Yeah.
And she was your lover at the time. She has 2 kids. She has family members. And then just because you two have had like a disagreement or an argument over a piece of land, you decide to take the life of someone. She's actually she's an accomplished woman, because for you to have raced in the Olympic Games, I don't know. I really don't know what to make of this story. It's so heartbreaking to me it's very sad.
It's sad. I just hope that the authorities will bring this gentleman.
Yeah, he should.
To book
They should.
They should. The law. I mean, it's nobody.
Because apparently it's happened in Kenya before. Something of the nature. This is not the first.
This is about the 4th one, and so it's time that the authorities in Kenya.
They need to step in.
Kind of situations quickly before it gets out of hand.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to the international front, the UEFA Nations League also kickstarted over the weekend, and the biggest news in this competition is that Cristiano Ronaldo scored his 900th career goal.
Yeah.
When Portugal played against Croatia in their 2-1 win at home on Thursday. And then Ronaldo came from the bench last night again to score the winner in their 2-1 win in the 88th minute against Scotland.
Okay.
And he has begun the journey after the 900 goals. So he's on his 901st goal. And so congratulations to Ronaldo.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about Ronaldo is this. The kind of goals he has scored and the amount of goals, let's say, he has scored after he turned 30 years.
Okay.
He's over 400 goals now. He's at
wow.
436 now. Many strikers have not even scored these goals yet in their entire career. But even after he turned 30 years, and he's 39 now.
Yeah.
So only God knows when this guy is going to
There's really no doubt that Ronaldo is a legend. Yeah. He's a football legend. He's someone that I revere so much. But one thing that I heard that I did not really like, or did not really sit well with me, was when he said that winning the Euros is just like winning the World Cup. And I was like, duh. World Cup is World Cup. Euros is Euros. You cannot compare the two. Euros is like just winning a football game on a specific continent. Yeah. And World Cup is the whole world, all of the other continents coming together. So if you've not won the World Cup, I don't think you should. Maybe he just said that to sort of like feel good. It's feel good because he didn't win the World Cup for his team. Well, but I mean,
I share your sentiment because I think that the World Cup is the biggest stage in football. I mean, Euros is for the Europeans.
Yes.
The AFCON is for the Africans.
Yes.
The CONCACAF for the North Americans.
Yeah.
So every continent has their own division of football. So if you have won the Euros, you can't say that you have won the biggest prize in football. No. He's a great player. He's won the biggest trophies in football. Yeah. But the trophy that is missing in his cabinet is the World Cup.
So I think that
I do not also agree with him on
so
that
he
one.
he should strive to win the World Cup
Well,
for
I doubt he can
his
win the
country.
World Cup because we are
He'll be
not sure
retiring.
if he'll be able to go to the next World Cup in the US, but we'll see what happens. Even if he makes it, I'm not sure if he'll have playing time, but well, he's still playing at 39, so we'll see what
let's see how
happens.
that goes.
And to track and field and the Paralympics. Last night, the Paralympics came to an end, and it's interesting to say that as of last week, China was leading the medal table with about 71 medals, and when it ended yesterday, China is walking home with a total of 220 medals, followed by Great Britain with 124, and then the United States with 105.
Such a big surprise. I'm surprised that especially the United States not leading.
Yeah, usually they'll be the ones leading.
Yes.
This time around, the difference is really
big.
And they are in the third position.
That's
so
I'm not sure they're happy about this.
I don't think so either. So, but it just shows you the kind of force.
China.
The Chinese are trying to put up when it comes to athletics, because in the main Paris events, I think they were second after the United States. So it shows you that they are a powerhouse when it comes to track and field. And in our final news for track and field, the Botswanan star, 21-year-old Letsili Tibogo, last Thursday he beat the likes of Knighton and Bednarek with a time of 19.55 seconds to win the 200-meter race in the ongoing Diamond League in Zurich at Switzerland.
Wow.
And he won that race in the Olympics as well.
Wow.
And he's won
in, I remember
in Zurich as well.
Yeah, I remember the Olympic Games one which he won.
Yeah.
It was welcome at the stadium or so in Botswana.
Over 80,000 people turned out at the stadium to welcome him and the rest of the team home. And since he won that, all the races he has gone to, he has won after the Olympics. Besides winning this 200 meters, last week he won the 100 meter again, still in the Diamond League. So it tells you the kind of force he is. And I'm happy that he's an African. Because for so long, when you talk about 100 meters and the 200 meters, it's often
the Jamaicans,
the US athletes. One time the Italians got it, but I'm glad that at this time an African is making the difference. So that will be all for my sports updates. Let's see what happens within this week, especially when the Black Stars play. There's still more games coming till Tuesday and Wednesday when the international break is over.
Thank you so much for joining me, Phil. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
I'm here with the Association of African Universities Television, AATV. I just want to say that without the media, you won't know what's going on in the world. Even with the media, you sometimes don't know what's going on in the world. So you need to tune in to the reliable sources who are really on the front lines, who can give you the information you need and give you facts, not conjecture, give you real news, not fake news. And this is the place to find it, AATV.
The voice of higher education in Africa.
Hello, Africa. Keep watching AAUTV, the voice of higher education in Africa.
This program is proudly sponsored by Vena Mineral Water, Share the Love, and Bigo Drinks.
Thank you very much for joining us today on the Hello Africa Morning Show. This brings us to the end of all the discussions we had on today. So before we end, I'd like to give an overview of what we discussed for today. So we looked at China pledging $50 billion to Africa, which focuses on green energy and infrastructure. We also saw Africa endures record-breaking heat in hottest summer of 2024, and the African CDC WHO unveiled $600 million plan to tackle mpox outbreak, which is still ongoing, and then the Kenyan authorities promised investigation into school fire. With regards to the news portal review, we looked at the African experts encouraging depoliticizing biotechnology research. We also looked at how Africa can help to tackle global bibliometric coloniality, where there is a suggestion for the African researchers to have a dedicated portal for their publications. We also looked at the students from from Cameroon failing badly with regards to the French baccalaureate, and also the Kenyan lecturers and universities on strike due to delay with their salaries and also low money or inadequate salary for them. So, and also we had the sports
and then the entertainment,
African History 2024. So this is the end of today's production. My name is Isabella. This program is